I don't know if I really need the Helping Hand boost, because I'm going to get a +1 attack boost, and from this range I guarantee get the KO on him anyways. I maybe should have went for Protect. Final Gambit, but it doesn't. He's locked into Final Gambit now. Man, I should have went for Protect. Imagine if I would have went for Protect. I misplayed there. That was a misplay. Wow, he's locked into Final Gambit now. What is up, everybody? Back with some more Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Regulation H VGC. Ludicolo is one of the OG rain sweepers ever since it was introduced in the game way back in the days, mainly because it has Swift Swim. And it also has a really good typing in the rain with the water grass typing, which hits a lot of stuff for super effective damage. You also add ice typing, move coverage to that, and you pretty much have a bunch of stuff that cannot really survive a lot of stuff with the super effective move coverage as you do have. So overall, we're going to see if this mon actually holds up. There's actually a rain team around Ludicolo. I don't know if Ludicolo is really that good. Like Regulation H, there's a lot of stuff you can run on rain teams, especially stuff like Arclodon, Basket Legion. There's a few other things that are kind of justifiable to run under rain. Toxic Roke's one of them. There's a few others. But we're going to see if it's actually worth using Ludicolo on rain for this current regulation. We're going to see how this team does. So, it's team by Derp George. If you guys want to use this team, Rental up in the corner, Paste should be down below if you guys want to use the team for whatever reason on Showdown. I'm going to kind of run through this team real quick and we're going to hop some games. So, a lot of cool stuff on this team. Very interested to see how this actually does, especially considering you have rain on this team, but there's a different set out on this team that I want to talk about. You got the main thing this team, what this team's built around, is the Ludicolo with the Assault Vest. I think the one thing that you actually have with Ludicolo, being that you are a Swift Swim user, is you have a really fast Fake Out, especially in the rain. I think you're like the fastest Fake Out user in the game, with Swift Swim being active, and you get Fake Out, which is a lot of the other rain sweepers and stuff that usually use in the rain, apart from like Toxic Roke, don't get. So that's one reason to kind of use Ludicolo. You also get you got the Ice Beam, you get Drain, you got Weather Ball, which also hits really hard in the rain, being a water type move, which could be pretty good. So we're gonna see how it does. I think the main thing we're gonna have to try to overcome is just mainly with the mediocre stats that Ludicolo has. Stats really aren't the greatest. They're like mid at best. And I don't even think they're mid at any point anymore. I think they're kind of reaching power creep territory, especially with this current generation, if I'm being real with you guys. So I think that's going to be the hugest problem we actually face, is actually the Ludicolo doing enough damage, if anything. So we're going to see how that does. Got the Murkrow on this team with the Rain Dance Haze for like a Dondozo setup check. You got the Tailwind and Foul Play there, otherwise just a really standard set. We're going to see how this Murkrow does. I don't think Murkrow's really that good. I think it's more of a dead weight type mon. If you guys have been watching some of my more recent videos, especially over the past few weeks, we featured Murkrow on a lot of the teams. And a lot of them just don't really do very well. They're kind of dead weight to a lot of teams, so we're going to see how this one does. Not really having too much expectations with the Murkrow, though. You got the Annihilate on this team with the Bulk Up, Terra Normal, so you can dodge the Ghost type moves. This is to be paired alongside the Mousehold, which is really nice. So you can get that. You actually have Beat Up there to buff your Rage Fist and get it to a really high base power before you even attack. And you also have the Follow Me there and the Friend Guard to take reduced damage. So kind of one of your OG combos, one of the most popular combos, the Mousehold, Mouse Ape. Kind of what it is on this team. You also have the Mousehold that's able to actually buff the Arclodon on this team. This one actually has the Stalwart though, so I forgot what Stalwart actually does. But this is actually a really weird Arclodon set because this team has Rain, but there's actually a Power Herb Arclodon with Electro Shot instead. So you can kind of run it outside of Rain if you really want to. I don't know how this is actually going to really do. If there's one thing I'm already questioning on this team is this Arclodon set, because you literally have two ways to set the Rain on this team. And a lot of the time you're going to be bringing either the Murkrow or the Politoed to most of your games. So I don't know what the set for the Arclodon is really trying to accomplish when you're going to be having Rain anyways. Does it really worth having a Power Herb? I'm not sure. We're going to find out, see how that actually does. Got the Mousehold, like I talked about, with the Rocky Helmet, which is kind of there more as a supportive mon for this team. Also got the Super Fang there to reduce stuff by half damage. Get that 50%, which is really nice. And then you got the Rain Setter for this team, which is the Politoed, more of a supportive just Rain Setter with Ice Beam, Weather Ball. Not too much crazy. Apart from that, let's hop in some games. We're here with a match. Opponent's running a crazy team. He's running the Doodle Regigigas stuff to get rid of the slow start. He has Grafai, Regigigas, Hisuian, Zoroark, Porygon Z. Actually, it's a mono normal team. Just coming to look at it, actually. My opponent's running a mono normal team. Kind of cool. Arceus, which I don't want to go against. And then Staraptor. So I think the one good thing I got going for me is like I can outspeed everything under the rain, which is what I have going for me here. Question is though, like, do I really want rain in this game? I don't know. I think what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna lead Murkrow. I'm gonna lead Arclet on. Looks really good here. What else do I want to bring? I kind of want to bring Annihilate still, even though he has Zoroark, it's still pretty good into his team. It's kind of a no-brainer. He's an entire team in normal types. I kind of want to bring it in the back. And then I think I'm going to bring Ludicolo here in the back as my last mon. I think like the main thing we're gonna have a problem with is maybe like the Hisuian Zoroark. Apart from that, we shouldn't have too much of an issue. If you guys like the videos, leave a like, subscribe, share the video. On our way to 2,000 subscribers. If you guys are new, subscribe, really would help out the channel. He's gonna leave with the Doodle, Grafai stuff with the Regigigas, okay? So what I want to do here, I don't even know if I want to go for Rain Dance. Part of me just wants to go for like a Power Herb Electro Shot turn 1 and get the Tailwind going. I think that's what I'm going to do. I also have Aura Sphere for the Regigigas, which could be pretty good, but I want to get my boost. So Protect. Okay, that's nice. So I can get a bunch of damage into the Grafai here. Turn 1 would be really nice. There's the Doodle. He's going to copy the Stalwart. I don't know how much that really matters. And he also gets rid of his Prankster, too. Does he probably Sash? He's not Sash, he's gone. He's as good as dead. We're doing really good. We got Tailwind up. I got a +1 Aura Sphere with this Regigigas' name on it. I think the worst case here is if he's Choice Scarf Final Gambit and he goes for Final Gambit onto Arclidon. That's the main issue here. Now my other problem too is like the Murkrow literally doesn't do anything here. Like, what do I do here? Murkrow is kind of useless. It doesn't really do much. Does not do much. I'll set up Rain. And then I'm going to Aura Sphere this thing and get it out of here. He could Protect here, too. If he's not Scarfed, he might just Protect and try to get rid of the Arclidon here. I don't know what Regigigas has to really one-shot me, though. Even at +1, he lives. That's not the Staraptor. That's not Staraptor. That's the Zoroark. That is Zoroark. We need to get that thing the fuck out of here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to Foul Play. I'm going to Foul Play in the Regigigas, and I'm going to go for the Electro Shot onto Zoroark. He's probably Sash. If he's going for Nasty Plot, he's for sure probably Focus Sash. If he's not, though, he gets one-shotted. We know his last Mon, too, which is the Staraptor, so this is a really good match for Arclidon. I just can't really keep it healthy. It's pretty low health. I wish I would have doubled into the Zoroark here. He probably has Hyper Voice, if I were to guess. Just one shot. He's not even sash. It just straight out one shots him. All that setup and wasting a Terra for nothing. He's just gone. That is crazy. My opponent's team's really weak to Arclidon. And I don't even have stamina. Like, I have Stalwart Arclidon. Imagine if I would have stamina. Like, he'd even be in more of a world of hurt. Because every time he hits me, he would give me a defense boost. And, like, half his team is a bunch of physical mons. So, like, that'd be even worse for him. I think I have one turn of Tailwind left. I'm actually going to look what Stalwart does. Because I'm going to be really, guys, doesn't... Ignores the effects of the Pokemon's abilities and moves that draw. Or moves that draw in moves. So stuff like Follow Me, I guess. And like Rage Powder. I don't know. I don't know if that really matters that much. I kind of wish I had stamina if I'm being real with you guys. Especially a lot of my other games I've played so far. I think stamina is so much better of an ability. I'm going to foul play here. I'm going to foul play into this Raptor in case it's sash, and I'm just going to electro shot this Raptor. I'm going to double in this Raptor because once the Tailwind goes away, it's actually pretty good into the Ludicolo in the back. So worst comes to worst, I can actually just keep the Ludicolo around and not have to worry about the Raptor going after it. I don't think it matters anyways, though. His sash is broken. He's dead. Just a Tailwind here again. I just Tailwind again, and then I go for Aura Sphere. He can protect if he wants, but that's fine. The Regigigas really has not even done that much this game. He's just been protecting half the game. He doesn't really even do much, so I am not afraid of Regigigas at all. He literally did nothing to me. He can Drain Punch London Bridge all he wants, but it's not falling down. I ate like 3 Drain Punches in a row, and it still never died. Get wrecked. Get absolutely wrecked. I think the main issue there is my opponent just really had nothing for Arclidon. He got a little bit too greedy with the Zoroark there too, didn't really help him. I think if he wouldn't have got greedy, he would just start going for damage. He would have had a lot better of a chance to still maybe win. Got really greedy there though. I'll see you guys in another match. Alright, we are in another game. Opponent's running the Ursaluna, Grimmsnarl, Annihilate, Volcarona, Porygon 2, and Goldengo. What do I want to do here? This is a really good game for Arclidon again. Arclidon looks really good here. I forgot what Terra am I? Terra Ghost. That doesn't really do that much for me. I think what I do here is I bring Politoed. Politoed looks a little bit better here. I think I'm going to bring Politoed. I'm going to lead Politoed Arclidon here. I'm going to bring the Annihilate in the back. And then I'm going to bring the Ludicolo in the back. I think that's what I'm going to try to do. And I think what he does, he just tries to go for Trick Room. I think because my team is a lot faster than his is, he might just try to go for like a Trick Room type of play style versus me with like Porygon 2 or Ursaluna stuff. He's just gonna go double. He's gonna go double screens and just try to set up a Volcarona. That's what he's gonna try to do. I'm not letting that happen. That's not happening on my watch. He's gonna be forced to Terra here too. So like I just double into Volcarona here. He's forced to go for Terra, and I Electro Shot. He can throw up a light screen, but you're still gonna be taking a fuck ton of damage here unless he goes for Terra. He has to be Terra Grass, and then he's weak to Ice Beam on the next turn too. So I can force a Terra out of him turn 1 here. Taunt, okay. I think he's afraid of Perish Song. Maybe that's what it is. Will-O-Wisp, that literally does not matter. I do not have Body Press, and even if I did, it doesn't go off your attack stat, so it doesn't matter. That's fine by me. Catch this Electro Shot to the face. What else do you have? Probably Golden Go, if I were to guess. You probably brought Golden Go. I don't know, maybe Porygon, I'm not sure, because he's leading with this, so I'm assuming he does bring this, okay. Let's say maybe Ursaluna, but I'm taunted, so I'm forced to just go for Weather Ball. He's probably going to Protect here, but I also have Flash Cannon, so I just go for Flash Cannon here. There's the Protect. +1 Flash Cannon might just one-shot the Grimmsnarl from this range. Maybe not behind the screen, I'm not sure, but we'll find out. It almost does, that's crazy. I wish I would have doubled into Grimmsnarl. I maybe should have predicted a Protect there, but it was kind of risky. If he never did, I could have got some damage on him, so. Not the biggest mistake in the world, it's still pretty good. I think what I do here is I just double into Ursaluna on this turn. Just double into Ursaluna. Like, the Grimmsnarl can't do shit to me anyways. Like, what are you doing to me? That's the problem with Grimmsnarl, too. It's just a really passive mon. It throws up screens, but, like, offensively, it literally does nothing. You can kind of just ignore it half the time. It's kind of the problem my opponent's having here. He's getting the screens up and shit, and, like, whatever else he's trying to do, but he's losing every single mon that actually does damage on his team. Flex, doesn't matter, at least for right now. Aura Sphere is a 2-hit KO. Bye, get wrecked. He did bring Golden Go, so that's fine by me, I guess. I just Weather Ball, I just double into Golden Go here. Like, I literally just double into Golden Go. He surrenders. He's like, yeah, there's no way I win. I think what my opponent should have tried to do is he should have brought Porygon 2 and tried to go for more of a Trick Room, like, playstyle versus me. I think that would have been a little bit better. He went for the screens route, and it never really worked out for him because... like, I could have just ignored the Grimmsnarl the entire game, which is what I did. And, like, I just wrecked everything else up alongside the Grimmsnarl. Like, towards the end, he just had nothing else to really fight me with. Like, I'm up by, like, literally at full health on both of my mons still, pretty much. Like, almost pretty much would have probably 4-0'd him. So, not bad. I'll see you guys in another match. Alright, we hear the game. My opponent has Annihilate, Incineroar, Corviknight, Whimsicott, Rotom Wash, and Gallade. This is actually a really good game for Ludicolo. I'm actually going to lead Ludicolo here. It's actually really good into his team. Most shit on his team either gets hit by Giga Drain, it gets hit by an Ice-type move, or a Water-type move. I don't think there's anything on his team that like literally resists me at all, which is really nice. So that's good. That's what I want to kind of take advantage of here. I think I'm just going to lead Politoed as well. I don't know if I want to bring Murkrow, though. Murkrow could be a little bit better here. I'm not sure. I think I'm better off with Politoed here. That way I have Helping Hand boost as well to kind of boost my damage. I just kind of make myself a little bit weaker to Rotom Wash, which could be a bit of an issue and stuff, but whatever. Like Whimsicott. I guess Whimsicott fucks me over either way if it has a Fairy-type move. What else do I want to bring? I think I bring Argalodon in the back. And I think I'm going to bring the Annihilate by itself. What terror am I on this Annihilate? Normal. Actually, normal ain't that good here, but whatever. Hopefully we don't have to tear the Annihilate, because if it comes down to Annihilate versus Gallade, and my only option is to go Terra normal, I'm going to be kind of in a bad spot. Like, it's good to dodge one move, but like if I don't kill him in return, then he just close combats me in the face, so... Does leave with this. I'm assuming this might actually be like beat up Whimsicott alongside Annihilate. I can't go for Fake Out onto him here though, so I think I just go for damage and just go for Ice Beam turn 1. I don't think it pays going for Fake Out on Whimsicott, but he's probably Covert Cloak. That's usually what they run if they're running this. I'm actually gonna double into Whimsicott. I think either he's gonna be Sash. I'm just gonna go double into Whimsicott here. He's Tailwind. Okay. Under Tailwind, he actually outspeeds me. Ludicolo, you're slow, bro. You ain't that fast. You're getting outsped by this. Crank him. Crank him, John. Oh, that's a nice name. I like that name. We're gonna crank him, John. I'm glad I doubled into Whimsicott, though. That was the correct play here. And in the rain, I should be able to get a lot of my health back here, especially with the Helping Hand boost against the Rotom. I don't know if I outspeed him under Tailwind, though. That's the problem. Here comes the Annihilate again. This thing might actually could be Scarfed, too, I guess. Maybe that's why he's still outspeeding me. He could be Scarfed. I'm going to Giga Drain here. And then I'm going to go for Weather Ball. I'm not going to Helping Hand because I think the Ludicolo is going to maybe get outsped and drop on this turn. Or I think he's Choice Scarf. He's Choice Scarf Annihilate, but I think that's why he's outspeeding me. I think that's why I'm getting outsped. Be a tough game. It's gonna go down to the wire. I think we actually might end up losing this one. It's gonna come down to like I'm pretty sure he's Scarfed, but if he's not Scarfed, then he can still maybe win. It depends what he locks himself into. That's what it's gonna come down to here. That actually is a 2-hit KO. That tells me he's not Assault Vested. So I go into the Arclet on here. The question is, though, do I go for Terra Ghost on this, or do I save the Terra for the Terra Normal Annihilate later in the game to try to maybe win versus like one of these mons? I think go Terra Ghost. Actually, how many turns of Tailwind does he have? Show me the Tailwind turns. He has 2 turns of Tailwind, I have 3 turns of Rain. I think I'm better off just going Terra Ghost here. Attacking the Gallade. If he locks himself into close combat, he's either forced to switch here with U-turn, or he's just locked into it and he can't do anything. So that's kind of the one thing I have going for me here. I think the Politoed drops on this turn, so I'm just going to go for a Helping Hand here to boost my damage. I guess I should have protected. I could have protected. Protect maybe would have been a better play, actually. I don't know if I really need the Helping Hand boost, because I'm going to get a +1 attack boost, and from this range I guarantee get the KO on him anyways. I maybe should have went for Protect. Final Gambit, but it doesn't. He's locked into Final Gambit now. Man, I should have went for Protect. Imagine if I would have went for Protect. I misplayed there. That was a misplay. Wow, he's locked into Final Gambit now. We're gonna see if he's really Choice Scarf. Here comes Crankum John again. I might have to steal that nickname. I like that nickname. Crankum John. That's a cool name. I don't know about for a Rotom, but maybe for something else it'd fit a little bit better. I just Electro Shot here again. I think if he's Scarfed, he might surrender too, because he literally cannot touch both of my Mons. And then I'm just going to Rage Fist here. I'm pretty sure he's Scarfed, because I don't know how this thing actually outspeeds the Ludicolo, especially in rain, when I get double speed and he only had a Tailwind boost. So that tells me he's probably a +2 with Choice Scarf. So yeah, he's Choice Scarfed. I don't know, part of me wishes I actually would have just targeted down the Rotom, because he would have just ended up killing his own Annihilate for me anyways. And like from this range, a Discharge is not killing both my Mons, so I think that's kind of game. I think he just surrenders here, unless he gets a crit Discharge. That still does over half, that's crazy. I got a 150 base power Rage Fist on the way here for him too. I'm just gonna Aura Sphere. Here, and I'm gonna drain. Go for a Rage Fist. Is this speed tie, really? Is it a speed tie between both of my Mons? It must be a speed tie. Because he outsped me last turn. So the Annihilate is actually out speed tying with Rotom here. Doesn't matter though. My opponent put up a really good fight though, but like it came down to him having Scarf Annihilate. Him locking himself into final Gambit there, I think, was like the final like nail in the coffin there for him, because he wasn't able to really do anything, and he had like a useless Mon on the field. And the Rotom by itself just couldn't do enough damage at this point in the game. Sucks to be him. So that is the reason why the Ludicolo got outsped there. He was Choice Scarf, so with a Tailwind and a Scarf, he was able to outspeed me. If he only had a Choice Scarf, I think he still would have got outsped though. So that's good, kind of good to know. So if you guys go against Choice Scarf Annihilate with this team, and they have no Tailwind, you should probably still be able to outspeed him under rain. So keep that in mind. Let's talk a little bit about this team. Alright, as for this team, is Ludicolo worth really using in rain? I'm gonna have to say no. I think the main issue with Ludicolo, which I kind of alluded to at the start of the video, is this thing just doesn't have the stats that you really need. And there's just so many other better rain things. Like, why would you use this thing over like a Basca Legion or even like a Gastrodon in the rain? Or there's a bunch of other stuff you can actually throw in the rain too. Even a few electric types that work pretty well in the rain that just have way better stats than this thing. Like, I don't know why you would even really use it, apart from like it's pretty good offensive typing and maybe Fake Out. Apart from that, I just don't think it's really that good. It's kind of one of those Mons I think has kind of got power crept, and I think it's just no reason to really use unless you're like in a really low power format, which it's kind of the format we're kind of in, but there just happens to be way better rain options. I mean, that rain is like one of the best, probably the best weather type still. There's just so much competition for what you want to have on a team, and I just don't think Ludicolo is what you're going to be looking for currently. So, still a pretty good Mon. Like, I don't think it's bad. I just think it's outshadowed and kind of power crept, at least stat wise. And there's just so much other better stuff that's better than it currently in the format. That's kind of just the main issue. If you really want to use it, you can maybe make it work. The only other thing too I kind of struggle with too is like a lot of the time, even with super effective moves, if you don't have like a helping hand boost from the Politoed on this thing, like it misses out on so many KOs. Even with like super effective moves, a lot of stuff just either one-shots you or pretty much one-shots you back if you somehow happen to live from some things. And if you don't one-shot it back, you're pretty much dead most of the time. So there's a lot of KOs this thing does miss out on, even with like super effective moves without like a helping hand boost most of the time. At least that's what I found in a lot of my games. So keep that in mind if you guys do use this team. The other two things I want to talk about though is the Murkrow. The Murkrow on this team's dead weight. Apart from when it throws up the rain and Tailwind, it literally does nothing. I hate the Murkrow. I don't know. Everybody likes Murkrow for some reason. I think it's a really bad Mon. It's kind of dead weight. It does one or two things, and like apart from that, it literally does nothing. It loses you so much momentum in a match. So if you guys are bringing the Murkrow, keep that in mind. You got to play around the Murkrow, and you got to kind of really run the game fast, because If your opponent's able to take advantage of the Murkrow not really doing anything, just doubling into whatever you have beside it, that is one way you easily lose matches, so keep that in mind. And the other thing is the Arclodon. I don't know why this thing has Power Herb. What I would do with this Arclodon is I guess if you really wanted to, you can maybe keep Stalwart. At least for me, I think Stamina is such a better ability. I would throw it, at least for me personally, I'd go Stamina. If you really want to, you can just keep Stalwart. I'm not sure though, it comes down to what you really want, but that's what I would do. And I would get rid of Power Herb. Every time with this team, you're bringing either the Murkrow or the Politoed 90% of the time. There was not one match, including my testing games, where I never brought any type of rain. So I don't know why this thing has Power Herb on it at all, when you're going to be bringing one of your rain setters in like most of your games anyways. I feel like it's just a wasted item. I would throw some different item on this thing. I know Assault Vest is on the Ludicolo, but there's a few other items you could probably throw onto the Arclodon. If anything, if you want to, you can like give it like a damage reducing berry. Throw like a fighting type reducing damage berry on this thing or something. I don't know. I think that's... I forgot what type of berry that is. It's not the Occa berry. The Occa is the fire one. I forgot the specific berry that you need to reduce the fighting type super effective hits for one turn or whatever before it pops, but whatever. You can throw some other item on this thing. I think would be way better. Even like Life Orb. Throw a Life Orb on this thing, or like a Leftovers, or this already has Leftover on this team, but I don't know, throw something else on this thing. Needs a different item. I think the Power Herb on this team really doesn't make much sense. Like I said, when you're going to be bringing a Rain Setter 90% of your matches, and like I said, I played even a bunch of testing games with this team. Out of like the 4 or 5 testing games I played, not once did I not bring a Rain Setter. So I don't know, especially with all the games you guys seen, I didn't do that either, so it just doesn't make much sense. That's the main thing I would change. Apart from that, not too bad of a team though. It's kind of your average team. If you guys want to use a team around Ludicolo, here it is. Rental in the corner, paste down below. If you guys enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, share the video. I'm gonna get out of here. Peace out, everybody.